And we are live for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The San Antonio Spurs traveling to New York City to play the New York City Knickerbockers at Madison Square Garden tonight, trailing by 2 games in the best-of-7 series that is the NBA Finals. The Knicks went down to San Antonio and took both games, winning Game 2 by just 1 point. The Spurs have yet to find their way in the finals. They're having difficulty setting a rhythm and making things happen. Meanwhile, for the Knicks, the story has been the bench and Karl Anthony Towns. While the Spurs have keyed on Jalen Brunson, the point guard, and contained him to some degree, they have been beaten by other players. Other guards have come in, Miles McBride and Jose Alvarado. Landry Shamet, all playing great ball off the bench. And we could also say it's kind of the arrival of Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns, who for years played in Minnesota and then came to New York and is attempting to win a ring for the first time with the Knicks, has been playing great in this series so far. He started out Game 1 just charging right past Vic. The first 3 buckets of the game were him making layups, going right by Victor Wembanyama. And he has been a distributor from up above the arc. He has found lanes. He has been rebounding. He has been making his way to the hole. I think that Mikal Bridges has been a real hero in this series for the Knicks. And we are waiting for the anthem to finish here as the guys are lined up on either side. And a lot of tense and intense looks on the faces of the coaches and players as we wrap up the anthem from New York City, Manhattan, at Madison Square Garden. Okay, the anthem has finished. And I believe now we'll have the starting lineups. For the San Antonio Spurs, it will be running the point, De'Aaron Fox. At shooting guard, Julian Champagnie. Playing small forward or shooting forward, Devin Vassell. Stephon Castle will also be out there. And Victor Wembanyama starting at center. So Fox, Vassell, and Castle with Champagnie and Victor is the starting lineup. Castle and Fox out there together at the same time. Spurs all bouncing, giving each other daps and handshakes. Mitch Johnson in his first appearance in the finals as a head coach. Now the big video feature of Manhattan and Madison Square Garden and the Knicks players as the crowd gets whipped up. Jalen Brunson will be starting at point, number 11. Karl Anthony Towns, number 32. Josh Hart, number 3. Mikal Bridges, number 25. And rounding out the starting 5 will be Mitchell Robinson getting the start tonight. So here we go. After much anticipation, we are ready to play at Madison Square Garden. Are they going to go to another commercial? I bet they do. Well, here's the dancers walking off or walking on. So they still got dancing to do. Before the tip-off. So it'll be Towns, Anunoby, Hart, Bridges, and Jalen Brunson starting for the Knicks. It's an interesting lineup. Anunoby starting again. I don't know why they showed Mitchell Robinson up there a minute ago. So what they did, I think, was they showed a feature of all the players. Now they're showing the 5 who will start. Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and Jalen Brunson will be the starters tonight. Fans all have their cell phones up as the players are announced under spotlights. Brunson with a very serious look on his face. He's ready to go to work. Mike Brown is making his second finals appearance as a head coach. And pretty soon here, we're going to have this tip-off. Current get-in price, $4,749. Average sold price, $7,683. Most expensive ticket sold to this game, $65,000. Vic giving Bismack Biyombo a hug. Champagne, a fist dap for Biz. Here comes KJ, fist chest bump for Vic. And their usual pregame pep talk. Lots of stars from the world of sport in the building tonight. All wanting a little piece of that New York Knickerbocker magic at the moment. Brunson praying underneath the basket. It'll be Karl Anthony Towns to jump it against Victor Wembanyama. Towns, the only player in the league this playoffs to actually win a tip against Vic. He did that in game 1. He predicated the jump. Mark Davis will be head ref. He's going to be tossing it up. And we're just about ready to go. All the talk has ended, and it's time to play ball. Ref asks if they're ready, pushes Vic back a little bit, gets ready to throw the ball up. He does, and Vic wins the tip once again. He bats it back to Fox, who gets it to Castle and runs down. Castle now covered up high by Josh Hart, who plays him really hard, flips it over to Vic. Vic has Towns on him, gets it to Fox. Fox drives all the way baseline, but he's double covered down there, whips it out to Vic. Vic drives down the middle of the lane, tries to flip to Champagne. It's batted away, and then gets to Fox in the corner, who misses the 3, rebounded by Jalen Brunson. By Josh Hart. And now here comes Jalen Brunson charging down the lane. He stops and shoots a little jumper against Champagne, but front rims and misses. Victor Wembanyama brings it back, gives it to Devin Vassell, back to Wembanyama. He's covered by Towns, now over to Castle. Castle has got Bridges on him. Vic sets a pick. Now Castle has, now he stops, picks up his drill, flips it over to Champagne, and around to Vassell. Vassell all the way around to Fox, who drives down the lane, turns, shoots, and misses. Back rims a jumper. A couple of misses early in this game. Here comes Mikal Bridges. He's covered by Castle, way up high. Gets a pick from Karl Anthony Towns, flips it over to OG. Nope, the pass is too high. The Spurs are playing really tight defense right now. They're right up on him. And that's the first turnover of the game for the New York Knicks. Here come the Spurs, inbounded to Castle. Castle dribbling, driving, looking for a lane. Goes all the way down the lane, pushes everybody out of the way, tries to go up, then flips it out to Fox. Fox passes it up to Vic for the alley-oop slam dunk, and the Spurs are on the board. It's 2-0 Spurs on a nice pass from Fox to the sky. And Victor grabbing it way up there and dunking it. A second turnover as a miscommunication by the Knicks has Josh Hart spinning around, throwing the ball to nobody. And it goes out of bounds again. Second turnover for the Knicks. Spurs will have it. They inbound to Castle. Castle covered by Hart. Now Champagny tries to set a pick, but they stay with their guys. Now they switch. Castle trying to go all the way around. Now he's got Towns on him. He gets it to Vic down low. Nobody down there. Another dunk. Beautiful. The switch had Towns way out on Castle. They passed it down to, and there's another turnover. Oh, no. Vic couldn't pick it up. The Spurs caused the turnover, but they couldn't pick it up. Now there's a lot of scrapping under the basket. The Knicks have it. Mikal Bridges is way out by 3 with Vic on him. He shoots a 3. It's blocked by Victor. Victor gets his first block, a 3-point shot by Mikal Bridges at 9:56 in the game. Now Fox drives down the lane. He picks up his dribble, bounce passes it over to Stephon Castle, who drains a 3-pointer. Oh, sorry, that's Vassell. Little bounce pass out to Vassell at the 3-quarter on the 3-point line, and he hits the 3. Here come the Knicks to Towns. Towns covered by Champagny out by the 3-point line. Over to Hart. Hart will take an uncontested 3 and make it, and that'll be Spurs 7, New York 3. Nobody even went out there. Vic didn't go out there. He had all day. Castle coming the other way. He's covered by Bridges now. Vic has Towns on him. Castle goes by Bridges. He gets into the lane up against Brunson, stops, pops, and gets hit as he's going up by Bridges and has the awareness to put the ball up and in. That will be 2 points and an opportunity for a third. As Castle got on the inside of Bridges and Brunson, stepped into the middle of the lane, went up, got fouled, and then as he's falling down, banked it off the glass on the left-hand side and put it in. It's 9-3 Spurs with a chance to make it 10. Oh, no. Early on, first miss. The Spurs have had trouble from the free throw line. They left 8 out there in game 2. Now, Jalen Brunson going up against Castle. One-on-one, the two of them bumping. Castle in his face. He tries to shoot over him. Wow. Victor jumps up, and Jalen Brunson makes an incredible arcing bank shot over both of them. What a shot by Jalen Brunson over Castle and Vic. Now, Castle tries to get to Fox going all the way down the lane. He is fouled. I didn't see it. We'll have to find out what happened here. But that was a great shot by Jalen Brunson. He's chesting up against Castle. Castle is right on him, just covering him like this. He steps back. He goes up to shoot. Vic goes up too, and the ball arcing up over both of them and drowns in the basket. What a very pretty shot by Jalen Brunson. Now coming the other way, I'm not sure what the foul was, but it will be Spurs ball with 18 on the shot clock. Here comes Landry Shamet, and Mikal Bridges will get a rest. 3 minutes and 2 fouls for Bridges. Fox has... He nearly fumbles it. He does fumble it out of bounds. Another turnover for De'Aaron Fox. Shamet will now inbound it to Brunson, who is covered by Castle in the backcourt. He dribbles and tries to pass it over the timeline. He does, up ahead to Towns. Towns has it. Brunson and Castle are running into each other. Castle falls on the ground. They're calling an offensive foul on Jalen Brunson, and we are going the other way. That is a surprise. I'm sure the fans are screaming their heads off. They're about to show the replay. Brunson's coming down. He makes the pass, and then he just hits Castle right in the chest with his forearm. So that's going to get called all day. Castle now brings it across the timeline. He makes a long down-court pass to Vic, who is wide open under the basket, and he is able to just lay it right in. Nobody anywhere near him. It's 11-5 Spurs. Here comes Jalen Brunson. He gets it over to OG Anunoby. Anunoby now covered by Castle, and Champagny is on Brunson. He's going to go right by him, but he'll get fouled on the floor before he can get a chance to put the ball up. So it'll be a side out for the Knicks. Champagny knew he was beat. Made sure he fouled him right down low. They're feeding Victor down low early and often. Okay, Knicks will inbound. It's Brunson. He's got Castle on him. He's looking for somebody. He gets it to, I think, Anunoby over there. It is. Who drives and flips it over to Hart. Hart to Shamet, who will miss a 3. It is rebounded. Tapped by Fox to Castle. Castle coming down the left-hand side, dribbling between his legs. He gets it to Vic. Vic will pump fake a 3 with Hart on him, but not take it. Then gets it over to Castle. Castle will splash a 3. Very pretty shot. 2 quick threes from Castle early in this one, and it's 14-5 with 7:55 to play. Here come the Knicks. Brunson, he's got Champagny. He does it. He crosses him over. He crosses over Champagny, and it has him clearly beat, but Vassell will foul him on the floor. I don't think it was in the act of shooting. We're going to find out right now. Yes, it was. So he had gathered, as they say, the ball and will go to the line. It's 14-5 as Jalen Brunson steps to the line with 7:51 to play. Brunson eyes it up and makes the first. Brunson dribbles, shoots the second free throw. He front rims that one. It's rebounded by Vassell, who will get it out to Castle on the outlet. Castle crossing the timeline. He's directing traffic, telling Fox to go around. Now he's got Vic. He tells Vic to set him a pick. He doesn't. He plays it the other way. Now Vic does set him a pick. He goes around it and looks for a lane. He picks his way down to the lane to the free throw line and makes a jumper from the free throw line. Contested by Jalen, but not enough size for Jalen Brunson. Spurs are on a full court press, but they'll pass it way up to Josh Hart, and he'll get it across the timeline. Hart has it now, dribbling. He's got Vic on him. Now Castle. Brunson will loop it around to Shamet. Shamet has Vic on him. He drives down the baseline, dribbling all the way around, flips it over to Hart, who will shoot a three and drain it. That's 2 open threes. Vic stepping toward him late. They're letting Hart shoot, and he's hit 2 of them. It's 15-9. Vic goes down the lane and makes an easy basket for him, playing above everybody's head, makes the layup, and is fouled on the other end. The transition buckets tonight are working for Victor when they have not been lately. Here, it's OG Anunoby on him. He pump fakes, goes up. Karl Anthony Towns comes over across the top and swipes at the ball, and I think makes contact with him. Anunoby's hitting him all over the body. And I don't know. It's a tough one to call. He got the and one, but I could as easily see the referee is letting him play through that one. Victor goes to the line. He lines it up, spins the ball, takes a deep breath, and makes the N1. It's 19-9, another 10-point lead for the Spurs. But as we know, these have not lasted in this series. Here come the Knicks. It's Jalen Brunson. He's covered by Castle way out across the timeline. He gets it now. This is interesting because Towns and KJ are just muscling each other. And Jalen tries to get it to Anunoby, but Dylan Harper is on him. And Dill forces a ball out of bounds there. So it'll be Knicks ball. They're busy showing all these stars and so on right now. I guess we've come to the first break, so that's going to give me an opportunity to pull up the box scores as well, and we can do some stats. I am the Road Spur, and I'm doing the radio play-by-play of the game. What I'm doing is basically watching the game as it's coming off television. I'm about 30 seconds behind, probably. I don't know, wherever you are, how far behind I am. But I'm not watching any ESPN or listening to any other stuff. I'm just calling the game as I see it. And I've been doing that since the Western Conference Finals as a Spurs fan and a radio professional. I haven't done this in a very long time. I used to be a radio professional, and I used to call games many, many years ago. It's been probably 30 years since I've called a basketball game. So this is kind of fun for me. Let's take a look at the Knicks first. Josh Hart has 6 on those 2 3-pointers. Jalen Brunson has 3. That's it for them. For the Spurs, it's Vassell with 3. Victor Wembanyama has 9. Stephon Castle has 7. Early personal fouls for Vassell, Champagny, and for the Knicks, already 2 on Mikal Bridges. In the early going, there is just maybe half a quarter been played. It's 6:49 left in the first quarter. Both teams shooting way better than they did in the first game. The shooting in the first 2 games was atrocious by both teams. The Knicks made buckets when it mattered, and the Spurs just never found a rhythm. But tonight, both teams shooting well to start the game, which makes me very happy. It's really strange when you watch the 2 best teams go out there and they can't hit. Not a lot of team stats to report at this point. Still pretty early in the game. But with 6:49 to play, it is a 10-point game. at Madison Square Garden. I am the Road Spur, and this is a radio play-by-play of the action as it comes to me. At my age, it's difficult to listen to the stuff that they put out. Our radio guy is pretty good, actually. He's new. So I'm not challenging anybody for a job there, but I can't watch all this nonsense that ABC and Disney and all these clowns put out. Oh, hey, see, immediately they got an ad for that new movie. It's the new Stiller comedy, Meet the Knickerbockers. Did you see that? Anybody see that yet? Meet the Knickerbockers? The new Ben Stiller comedy? Meet the Knickerbockers. Well, that'll be coming out here pretty soon, guys. Big summer smash. I'm going to keep telling that joke till somebody laughs. Meet the Knickerbockers. Come on, it's good. Okay, we are coming back to Madison Square Garden. After the long commercial break for the corporate clowns to make their money. Knicks will be inbounding the ball after Dylan Harper, who's out there now, got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds. Here we go. Hart looking to inbound it, can't find anybody. Bounces it finally to OG, covered by Castle on the left-hand baseline. He dribbles hard into the lane, turns around and takes a shot over Castle. It rattles in, and he'll get his first bucket of the game. 19-11 Spurs. Castle bringing it the other way. He's dribbling down, and he's got Hart on him. He tries to get a pick from Vassell and does. Scoots around it, flips it up to Vic for the alley-oop pass, but the pass is behind him. Vic has to put it on the floor, and he turns it over in an attempt to convert. Boy, these passes to Victor have been poor. A couple of them in the last couple of games. That one, it just wasn't in the right place for him to catch it and dunk it. It's crazy that it's so hard to do, I guess, especially when the pressure's on. Here comes Jalen Brunson. He flips it over to Shamet. They get it to Towns, who is covered by KJ. KJ's right in his grill. He's trying to stay with him. He's not letting him get it past him. Now he flips it over to Shamet. Shamet curls around. He flips it over to OG, who will shoot a three with Vic in front of him. He will front rim and miss. Rebounded by Dylan Harper. Actually, Hart went over his back, but they didn't call that. Harper flips it up to Castle. Castle brings it across the timeline. He dribbles it on Landry's foot, gets it back. Flips it over to Dylan. Dylan now gets a pick from Vassell. He splits the defense, goes right down the middle of the lane, and makes the left-handed layup beautifully. What a pretty play. Here comes Jalen Brunson quickly the other way. He's got Castle on him. Castle is moving down the line. Brunson goes dribbling all the way down past Vic, past the baseline, then circles all the way back around, and they reset. Now he takes a three against Vic from deep and way back. It's extremely long. Batted by Vassell to Castle. Castle takes it, and they're headed back the other way. It's 21-11. Another pass right to Vic on the block. He goes up against four guys. He is stripped. No call made. They're coming quick the other way. Brunson gets it to OG, who spins in the lane and dunks. They came down fast. Vic wasn't back to play D. OG had room and size in the lane, and he's going to get that dunk. Here comes Dylan Harper. He's at the logo on the right-hand side, uncovered by OG Anunoby. He gets a pick, and now Brunson switches, and Brunson is on him. He flips it over to Vassell. Vassell will shoot a three and splash that. Pretty shot by Devin Vassell, wide open on the routine series of picks. Here come the Knicks going the other way. Josh Hart will bring it down on the right-hand side. He crosses the timeline. Brunson is bouncing around. They get it over to Shamet. Shamet looking for Towns. Spike Lee wants a foul, but he's not going to get one, with KJ muscling Towns down low. Spike Lee screaming that he wants a foul on the floor. They try to get it to Towns, and a foul is called on KJ down low, with Spike Lee literally standing on the court and screaming, "That's a foul, it's a foul on the floor." There. Boy, that's just one of the annoying things about playing at Madison Square Garden. The great film director, Spike Lee, calling the game while the game is going on. Oh, well. Oh, hey, Holly, how you doing? Why are you laughing? I'm good at radio. You can't do it. Shouldn't be laughing. All right, here come the Knicks. It'll be Jalen Brunson over to Hart. Hart covered by Luke Cornett, who's out there now. KJ has Towns. He's right on him. They're bouncing. Towns wants to move, but Luke is in the lane. He passes it over to Hart. Hart will dribble, step back, shoot the three from that same spot, and miss yet again. Rebounded by Fox. Here comes Fox. He flips it up ahead to Vassell. Vassell driving on the right, gets it over to Fox. Fox, he's got Shamet on him. He gets it to KJ, who drives hard down the lane, tries to put up the layup, but Luke gets the rebound on his miss. They rotate it around to Vassell. Vassell gets it back to Fox. There's 9 on the shot clock on the fresh 14. Fox steps back for a 20-footer. He's short, rebounded by Josh Hart. Hart coming the other way. He'll spin against Dylan, but that goes nowhere. He flips it over to Miles McBride, who's in there, gets it to Towns. Towns drives on Luke and basically knocks him over on the way to the hole and just overpowers him with the 14-foot jumper. Here comes Dylan Harper. Harper on the right-hand side with Brunson on him. He drives down the lane. Brunson playing him really tight. He spins, steps one way, goes the other, turns and shoots, and back rims it. Rebounded by Hart. They're coming down 3-on-3. Hart drives all the way down the middle of the lane against Dylan Harper and makes the layup. Dylan didn't want to foul him. Hey, Luke accidentally ran into Josh Hart, who fell down, and the Knicks are getting all pumped up, and they're running around and trying to make a fight out of it. No fight, really. (24-17) on the layup. And we have a break in the action. It's incidental contact as the basket had been made. Luke was waiting for the ball to come through, and he just stepped forward, and he hit Hart, who fell on the ground, and he's going like this. Sorry, I hit the guy as I was walking to get the ball. Hart jumped up and shoved him in the chest. So they're trying to start shit early in New York. Once again, I am the Road Spur, and I'm doing this because I can't listen to the way they cover the games. I've been watching this game for 52 years. I played this game for a long time, and I was pretty good at it. So for me to listen to the way these guys call games and create fake narratives, especially when it's broadcast by ABC, ESPN, Disney, is a drag. And I decided back in the Western Conference Finals that what I was going to do instead is I'm going to call the games myself. Doing this for a couple of different reasons. Reason number one is I haven't done radio in a very long time. I haven't called a game in about 30 years. So it's good exercise for the voice and for the mentality, for the speed of thinking that's required, etc. The other reason is I'm a Spurs fan and have been a Spurs fan for those 52 years. It was one of the ways I became an American citizen. There were no other sports in the town that we moved to when I was a child. This was the big game in town, the San Antonio Spurs, back in the 1970s. And so I became a fan like any young boy would in a town, I suppose. Only I stayed a fan after leaving San Antonio. So I was a fan when I was in New York. I was a fan when I was in LA. I was a fan in the Bay Area. I was a fan in Japan, in India, recently in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and in oh, thank you. You got to meet that. Okay, thank you, Holly. That's what I want to hear. Oh, the laughing was about the gag. Oh shit! I thought you were laughing at my delivery. I'm so self-conscious. But so I've been the Road Spur. I've been a Spurs fan on the road, not in San Antonio historically. So I got the handle the Road Spur, which is what I call myself. Now, a road spur is an annoying thing. If you're going down the road and there's a little spur in your foot, it's really annoying. It's extremely annoying to have a spur in you on the road. I'll leave that to you as part of your analysis of the process. But I forgot I made that joke, Holly. Sorry to get knee-jerk reactionary about my radio call here. Look at this. Look how long these stupid ads are. I mean, they give them 3 timeouts, but they get basically 9 timeouts in a game. You know what I mean? With all the TV timeouts and the nonsense. The ads for the new Ben Stiller comedy, Meet the Knickerbockers. This summer. Big smash hit this summer. Okay, highlights. They're showing Hart on that play. It's ridiculous. Luke just got the ball and walked forward, and some fan is screaming like a jerk. I mean, it's just embarrassing. But what are you going to do? Very physical play. Now, here we go. The broadcast is once again showing I'm not worried who wins and loses. Hey, look, I don't want to see the chat, so I'm going to switch this because I'm trying to call the game. It's a lot more difficult, but you guys feel free to chat away. They're coming back. I don't think they're going to call anything there. All he did was catch the ball going through the hole. Instead, Hart is going to the bench. So I'm not sure what's happening. Again, because I don't have any audio. Oh, they're calling a technical on Josh Hart because he got up and shoved Luke when all Luke did was get the ball after the made bucket. But of course, Devin Vassell misses the technical foul. Boy, the Spurs are really struggling at the line. It reminds me of March Madness, the way college kids are, because the Spurs are the youngest team out there. In March Madness, you always see that team at the end of the year with the young guys who miss free throws, and it costs them the game. Anyway, this will be a Spurs ball, 24-17. They're coming back down the other way. Dylan flips it over to Fox. Fox gets a pick from Luke. He'll work his way around it. They make a pass across to Dylan Harper for three. I don't like those shots. Too early on the shot clock, and there's no reason to take that shot. He misses it. It is rebounded by, who's out there now? Shamet. Shamet will now take a crazy long three, and he'll miss. It's rebounded by Dylan Harper. Here comes that game they play. Damn you, Steph Curry. Fox, meanwhile, gets it to KJ. KJ gets in the middle of the lane and gets down a kind of a jump push, which will drop 26-17, 2:46 to play in the first. Here comes Jalen Brunson. He flips it over to Mitchell Robinson, who's out there now. He's got Vassell on him as it's back to Brunson. Brunson carves, gets into the lane, picks his way, and from about 12 feet, steps back. Luke will bat the miss over to Dylan. Dylan and the Spurs are coming hard. KJ gets it back to Dylan. Dylan to Luke. Luke to Fox. Fox gets a pick from Luke. Stops at the free throw line, pops, and splashes the jumper. Spurs looking much better tonight after the first two games when they looked quite stunned. Here comes Jalen Brunson. He's got Castle on him. Dribble up, driving down the left-hand side. Now he gets a pick, but Castle stays with him. He's still trying to get there. He does. He gets around the corner with his left hand and puts it up and in. Does Jalen Brunson with that pretty move down the baseline, just picking his way and scoring. Now, Dylan Harper, covered by Shamet, picks up his dribble like a rookie would, gets it to Luke. Cornette holding the ball way up high. He makes beautiful. The break pass to Dylan Harper. So Harper got it to him, curled, went all the way to the basket and gets the dunk. Wonderful. He picked up the dribble, and I was worried. Oh, no, an interception. That's great. An interception by the Spurs by KJ. He'll go the other way, but then he'll try to take everybody on by himself. No foul called. They rebound his miss. And here come the Knicks, 30-19. OG Anunoby driving hard down the lane. He'll always fall down. OG Anunoby's a flopper. We know that. I've seen it over and over again. Pretty guy, and I'm glad Anne Hathaway likes him, but all that guy does is pretend he got hit. They're showing that beautiful curl by Harper. He goes all the way down the lane, and he's got the hops. No way OG can hang with that. The Dylan Harper dunk, beautiful, two-handed, pulled way back behind his head. Harper is becoming a superstar in front of our eyes, the 20-year-old. Now here with 1:26 to play, 30-19. The first free throw is drained by OG Anunoby to make it a 10-point game. Luke Cornette will go to the bench after having contributed some pretty good minutes, including drawing a technical foul by accident on Josh Hart. With 1:26 to play, OG Anunoby now lines up the second free throw, and he'll make that as well. It's a 9-point game. Vic inbounds to Fox. Fox dribbles. There's 1:24 to play, 20 on the shot clock. He gets across the timeline, goes behind his back, flips it over to Vic, way up high. They get it over to Champagny, back to Vic. Champagny has yet to take a three. Champagny now shoots a three, and he splashes it. Excellent. When Jew is hot, the team does well. 33-21, 1:06 to play. Here come the Knicks. Jalen Brunson. Dylan pressing him in the backcourt. Now chasing him all the way down. The two number twos against each other, chased all the way back to the other basket. But he can't get around him, so he dribbles back out to the three-point line. He's got him on him. He's dribbling on him. He's carving his hand against him, He gets into the lane, goes up, and misses wildly. It could have been a pass to Mitchell Robinson. I'm not sure. Jalen went up. He was being muscled the whole time, went up, and the shot was so far off, it went right to Mitchell Robinson. So I don't know if we're calling that a pass, but the ball goes out of bounds off the Spurs. And with 2.5 on the shot clock, it'll be Knicks' ball. Jalen will inbound. 2.5 on the shot clock. He's looking for somebody. Mitchell trying to get space underneath against Vic. He does. He goes up. Oh, no. With 1.6 on the shot clock, in that situation, you definitely don't want to foul because if he misses, that's... Oh, but it's Mitchell Robinson, the lowest in NBA history at the free throw line, 37%. So maybe it is a good foul. They inbounded it to him with 1.6 on the clock. They foul him under the basket, and Mitchell Robinson will go to the line. The Hack-a-Mitch is what we called it in the last game, named after the Hack-a-Shack from when Pop did it to Shaquille O'Neal. Mitchell, of course. Oh, look at that. That straight crazy shot. He can't even arc it. It just goes like this, and it hits the back rim, but this time rolls in. I'm happy for him. When guys who can't shoot the free throw are fouled because the other team thinks that they're just going to save a point that way and they make it, I feel happy for them. Because, come on, we're paying you tens of millions of dollars, you ape. He shoots, and more to form, misses. The next one, Vic gets the rebound, gets it to Dylan. Dylan flips it back over to Fox. Fox at the logo. Now gets a pick from Vic, tries to bounce it back to him. Vic will shoot a three. He's long. Again, I hate when those boys shoot threes with so much time on the shot clock. 27 seconds left on the game, 19 on the shot. Jalen Brunson coming back the other way after Vic's miss. He's covered by Vassell way up high. He gets a pick. Now Champagny switches. So Champagny is on Brunson. Vassell's moved on to OG. There's 8 on the shot clock, 14 on the game. Brunson driving all the way around the right-hand side against Champagny. Steps back and shoots. Front rims, misses. Rebounded by Vic. 8 on the game clock. 6, 5, 4 seconds to play in the first quarter. Vic dribbling up. 3, 2, 1. He drives down the lane with 1 second and is not fouled. No foul called. The first quarter will end. It's 33-22. Wow, that was pretty cool. And I'll be back when they are back. Marihuana para fumar. After one quarter, it is an 11-point game. The Spurs lead 33-22 as we go to these long commercial breaks in the NBA. I am the Road Spur, and we are calling Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Let's take a look at some stats from the first quarter. For the Knicks, Josh Hart is leading all scorers with 8. Jalen Brunson has 5. OG Anunoby has 6. Boy, let me tell you, Spurs have been doing a pretty decent job on defense in the first quarter. For the Spurs, Devin Vassell leads all scorers with 11, but check that. That's minutes. It's Victor leading all scorers with 9, Stefan Castle with 7, Harper has 4 now, and Devin Vassell has 6. Slightly more round scoring for the Spurs, who have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys with a bucket. Castle has 7 points and 3 assists and critically no turnovers. Fox continues to struggle. De'Aaron Fox, what has happened? Oh, and we're back. Sorry. The Knicks have it. They get it around to Shamet. Shamet gets it over to, let's see, McBride is that? No, that is Jose Alvarado, who makes a layup. Beautiful shot by the young guard, Jose Alvarado, in there now for Brunson. OG on gets it out to Carter, who will splash a 3. How about that? Carter Bryant is in the game now, too, and he'll make a 3. That wasn't quite ready, was I? Okay, here comes Alvarado to Towns. Towns loops it over to McBride. McBride drives all the way down the baseline, then loops it over to Alvarado in the corner, who's just completely smothered by Castle. The 2 number 5s going at it. Now he goes all the way under the baseline, floats it back out to Shamet. Shamet will take a 3 with 2 seconds on the shot clock. He is blocked at the 3-point line by Stefan Castle, who takes it the other way. Castle covered by Shamet. He gets it down around to Carter Bryant. Bryant will try to drive, but he is met very well there by McBride. I always get McBride and Alvarado confused because they look similar and both wear headbands. It's Alvarado who did that. Here's a 3 attempt. It is missed, and Jose Alvarado will come up with the rebound. He's an excellent guard off the bench, Jose Alvarado, I got to tell you. He's now covered by Carter Bryant, our rookie, way up high. Flips it over to OG, who passes it around to McBride. McBride dribbling against Fox. Takes a deep shot, misses front rims. Rebounded by Carter, but Karl Anthony Towns goes crashing to the floor, and Castle's going, what did I do? This could be a flop. Or maybe he shoved him to the ground. I'm not sure. 10:21 to play in the second, 36-24. Spurs, it'll be Knicks ball out of bounds as they don't show the replay. Jose Alvarado, number 5, will inbound. Coming off the bench to enter the game now, Jordan Clarkson. How about that? Jordan Clarkson, born in San Antonio, Texas. That's right. And went to high school here in San Antonio, Texas. And he's in the game now. Jose Alvarado will inbound. Clarkson roving. He gets it to Towns. Towns covered by Carter Bryant now. Bryant swiping at the ball. He drives on him, then flips it over to Anunoby, covered by Castle. He takes a crazy 3 and falls down. OG Anunoby, king of the floppers. King of the floppers. There are guys behind him literally laughing. Fans. As he shoots this 3, Castle has a left hand gently on his side, and he's just so powerful, I guess, you know. Look at that. You can see his body flinch as he forced himself to throw his body to the ground. I hate floppers. Floppers are bullshit, friends. And OG flopper bullshit Anunoby makes the first free throw. So the basketball gods do not reward us for his floppy bullshit. But that's life, isn't it? Can't do anything about that. Life's full of floppy bullshit. Anunoby makes the second one. Here's the part of the game where the refs get involved. You know, what Donahue said in the crooked ref, what he said was, when it starts to get too wide and they need attention in a game, they just gently sort of told, you know, we'll just call the game so it gets a little closer, you know. You like that corporate bullshit National Basketball Association? Crime that it is. Like all sports. Corrupt and criminal, really, is what they are. But hey, what you going to do? 10:08 to play, 36-27. Spurs coming. Oh, spin move by Castle. Beautifully defended by Landry Shamet. He'll get a hand on the ball, but unfortunately, he's just not big enough, and he'll end up fouling Stefan Castle. I believe that's going to be continuation, so he'll go to the line. Yeah, Castle, there's no way he can be defended by Landry Shamet, I don't think, on these drives. Castle eyes the free throw, and he'll hit that. Finally, the Spurs begin to make some free throws. What a crime it was. They left 8 points out there on missed free throws in a game they lost by 1. in game 2. And it just kept getting worse as the night went on. All the young guys missing free throws. So here we go. Castle lines up the second one, and he will push it to an 11-point lead for the Spurs. The inbound to Clarkson at the baseline. Spurs showing press, full court press, and Fox gets picked off. But here comes Alvarado, covered by Champagny. He's giving directions and sends Anunoby around. Now gets a pick from Towns. Curls around it, gets it to Towns. Champagny's on him. He has to pick up his dribble crazily. He gets it back to Alvarado. 6 on the shot clock, 5. Alvarado dribbling against Vic. Goes all the way to the hole, stops and shoots and makes it over Victor. And they're going to call a foul. I didn't see exactly what happened there, but Jose Alvarado carves his way. He goes around Victor, gets down into the lane. He looks him off. He stops. He pops. He shoots. Vic goes up to try to block it. And then over on the other side, after he makes the bucket, there's a foul on the rebound as Towns is trying to get position. And basically, even though he's twice the size, not twice, but so much larger than Champagny, Champagny's complaining to the ref, like, you kidding me? I didn't push him, dude. Look how big that dude is. So Towns goes to the line. Oh, the bucket was made, by the way. On yet another flop by the New York Knicks, trying to get back in it now. You know, hey, it all counts as part of the game, right? In chess, they say there's a game above the game, don't they? I'll light a cigarette maybe in the middle of a chess game. Castle drives all the way by himself, blows by everybody, and makes the layup. Castle right now with Jalen on the bench is in attack mode when Mitch called him an attack dog. Okay, now Karl Anthony Towns covered by Castle way up high outside the three-point arc. He's looking for someone to get rid of the ball to. Puts it on the floor, then hands it off to OG, who is covered by Carter Bryant. Carter Bryant stays with OG going down the lane. He passes it all the way out to Clarkson, who shoots the 3 and splashes it. Great bucket by Jordan Clarkson there on the corner 3 with a hand in his face. Here comes Castle, gets it to Vic. Vic dribbles. He's got Towns on him, passes it over to Fox. Fox now kicks it over to Castle. Castle will shoot another 3. He had plenty of time, but he missed it. Again, I still don't like those kind of shots with so much time on the shot clock. We should be looking for the best shot. He was wide open, but he missed. 40-33, Spurs by 7. The Knicks have consistently done this in the second quarters of these first 2 games. Clawed their way back in anytime the Spurs get a lead. Now Towns powers over Fox. What a isolation move by Karl Anthony Towns. Incredible. He just powers over De'Aaron Fox and scores the bucket. Spurs coming the other way. Here's Stephon Castle. Vic sets a pick for him. Now he's facing Towns. He's got 3 guys. Towns pokes the ball away. Castle trying to do too much once again. It's a habit of his, and that's going to be another Stephon Castle turnover. This time it leads to an OG Anunoby 3-point shot, and this is a 2-point game. Spike Lee hugging Timothy Chalamet and Ben Stiller cheering all the celebrities as we go to a break. 2-point game, 8 minutes, 12 to play in the second quarter. Knicks went on a little tear there. A couple of flops helped. Hey, we're not looking at that, are we? This is the best basketball in the world. In the whole world. That Nepo baby Steph Curry, man. He used to blame for all these people. There's 23 seconds on the shot clock. I'm just going to yank a 3, baby. Woo! Steph Curry. Damn you, Steph Curry. Billionaire Steph Curry. Nepo baby billionaire. Has no problem investing in Israel. Billionaire Nepo baby Steph Curry. Wearing Chinese shoes. Billionaire Nepo baby Steph Curry. Not in the finals this year. but his signature is all over them as young, under 25-year-olds yank up 3-point shots with plenty of time on the shot clock in the NBA Finals. Greg Popovich called it a circus shot way back when. The three, it's a circus shot, you know. And Steph Curry said, I may be little, but I know what every single aspect of this game is. And he became so impressive at moving with the ball in his hand, without the ball in his hand, finding just a tiniest bit of space and draining threes from seemingly unlimited range. Young Steph Curry, too small for the NBA, they said. He said, You're going to get injured, he said. He said, I'm a Nepo baby. I got all the best health care. What you talking about? Long ass commercials. Jordan Clarkson's three was a wet. They rotated the ball around to him, and he drained it. If you look at them, they work the shot clock, don't they? Spurs became enamored with transition buckets when it was working for them against teams that weren't as good. Now, the transition buckets aren't working in that situation against the Knicks. And the result is a lot of turnovers on those drives. Okay, Spurs will inbound. New York on an 8-0 run have pulled within 2. Dylan Harper will run the point. He's covered by Bridges, who got a nice long rest. He bounces it over to Castle. Castle covered by Hart. Castle with Hart swiping at the ball. That great defender, Josh Hart. Castle looking for Vic, trying to get it to Vic down low. He can't find him. He'll shoot, but there's a call away from the ball. They're calling Towns, who is fighting with Vic for position in various spots. And, of course, Towns is immediately complaining that he's been robbed. He's holding Vic entirely by his body when he gets called for that foul. Vic now driving on Towns. Turns, spins, puts his chest into him, steps back. The shot rattles out, barely goes in and kisses out. That was great defense by Karl Anthony Towns on Vic. Got to give him credit there. Vic will miss. It's a 2-point game, 7:35 to play. Here comes Jose Alvarado. Boy, that little guard can make his way. He gets it over to Hart. Hart to the corner to Bridges. Bridges around to Clarkson. Clarkson to Hart. Hart back to Alvarado, who will bounce it down to Towns, who will shoot a fadeaway. It'll rattle out. He threw himself on the ground again. Nobody touched him, by the way. No call made. Floppers, little pieces of shit. Castle now, nobody in the lane. He drives all the way down, and he'll make the layup. Good bucket by Castle. Seven minutes to play. Jose Alvarado with the ball. He's covered by Vassell at the logo. Vassell swiping at it. He dribbles. He's a great ball handler. He gets it to Karl Anthony Towns, and then he gets it back from him, and he'll dribble around with Vic on him, but he got by Vic before. Now he'll shoot a three over Vic. Way long, but Mikal Bridges will fight for the rebound, and someone is called for a foul. I think it might be Dylan Harper on the rebound. Yeah, I think that while McBride and Alvarado might be defensive liabilities against the larger guards of the Spurs, the fact is Alvarado's a brilliant ball handler, and he can shoot very, very well. He is fearless and willing to shoot over Vic, and has shown that already. 6:48 to play, 42-38 Spurs. Towns drives hard against Luke, who's in there now, and scores over him and then menacingly shouts at him. But Castle quickly coming the other way. He has to run back and play D. Flips it over to Champagny. Champagny fakes a three, goes down in the lane, kicks it out to Dylan, who will take the three, and he is off. Again, they took a three with, maybe 9 seconds off the shot clock? There must have been 16 seconds on the shot clock, 15 seconds, you know. Jordan Clarkson driving all the way down the lane, fumbles a little bit, but then gets it back. Dylan Harper playing good D knocks the ball out of bounds. There's 10 seconds on the shot clock. And the Victor Wembanyama's on the bench. 9 points, 4 for 7 field goals, and 4 boards for Vic. Knicks will inbound. Jalen Brunson is back out there now, as is most of the starting 5, except for Clarkson. He tries to pass it down low. Luke intercepts the pass to Towns from Hart. Spurs going the other way. Dylan looking for everybody to come back. They get back. Now he gets it over to Castle. Castle covered by Brunson. He dribbles, drives, goes down the middle, tries to split the defense, gets it out to Harper. Harper will shoot another 3 and miss again. You know, I'm saying it over and over, and it keeps happening, the same outcome. There's a point at which you have to wonder whether the coaching staff can't discuss maybe spending a little more time and being a little more patient on offense. They inbound it to Vassell. It was out of bounds on Towns. And now he's stripped by Jordan Clarkson. Oh, but then he throws away the ball to Clarkson, and Castle gets it back. He'll get fouled, and he'll make the layup. A broken play. Towns can't believe it. That was a total chaos there is how that happened. See, this is the kind of stuff, hungry 50-50 ball type points that weren't going the Spurs' way are kind of going their way now. Vassell was stripped by Clarkson. He went to throw it over to Hart. Hart didn't keep running. So he threw the ball directly to Castle. Castle went straight back at them. And as I said, he's bigger. So he gets fouled. And he makes the bucket. And he stares and talks at Karl Anthony Towns. Oh, boy, they're spirited tonight. Everybody's playing with some spirit. Castle will go to the line. And he'll complete the 3-point play. Knicks coming the other way now. Brunson carves up everybody, goes by Luke, and makes a wild, amazing right-handed layup. Wow, Jalen Brunson. Dude, that is just the craziest thing, how he does that. He can't even see the hoop. Now, Harper attacks exactly going the other way. Boy, the guard play is turning into the Madison Square Garden looks like it's March Madness out there right now. Now Clarkson drives, and he's going to score. The game is going nuts. I can't even call it. It's happening so fast. Here comes Castle. Castle covered by Hart. He's going to dribble drive, go into the lane, loses the ball, gets it back, and then scores. But no call, though he's on the floor. 49-44. I think there's a timeout. I don't know what's going on. Castle is looking at the ref going, how? He wants somebody to look at that again. Again, the Spurs don't challenge, which is one of the crises of our coaching staff. They're showing it again. He grabbed his arm on the floor, which made the ball go up in the air. And then he's fouled as he puts the shot up, too. Unbelievable. Dude, this is ridiculous. 5:10 to play. Watch this years later. Watch this years later from now. It doesn't matter who you're a fan of. But that was the most bullshit I've ever seen. So the game in the NBA is subject to the whims of the corporate overlords, as far as I can tell. Still was the last word to be said there. It makes it really not fun to watch and basically unbearable to listen to without marijuana. A much better played game this game than the first 2 games. Both teams shooting considerably better. And I think that for the Knicks, now that they're home, the nerves have probably faded a little bit. And the Spurs are finally showing some life and competitiveness. With 5 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the second quarter, let's take a look at some of the team stats. The Knicks are shooting 51.6% from the field. That's 16 for 31. The Spurs almost 60%, and that's because they're going into the paint, my friends. 58.8. They're 20 for 34. 5 for 12 from 3, 4 for 13 from 3 for the Knicks. So those aren't falling really the way they did for both teams in the regular season. Rebounds tied at 14. Defensive rebounds 13, both teams. Offensive rebounds 1 each. 14 assists for the Spurs, 7 for the Knicks. So I'm complaining about them running transition. But they have been making some passes, apparently, and finding some open guys. 3 blocks, 3 steals, 4 turnovers for the Spurs. 2 blocks, 2 steals, and 6 turnovers for the Knicks. Points off turnovers, 9 for those. 6 turnovers, 9 points for the Spurs. And just 7 off of the 4 turnovers by the Spurs. The Knicks gained 7. Sorry, just 3 points. Not 7, 3. Fast break points. Okay, we are back. Towns charges in against Luke, and oh no, they're showing. God, see, that's the other thing. Without the audio, I can't tell when there's live action. Oh, are we back? Yeah, OG's going to shoot a 3 here and splash that. Sorry, that's going to make it a 3-point game as OG Anunoby makes a 3-pointer after the timeout. Dillon now covered by Mikal Bridges. He gets a pick from Champagny. They switch, and Brunson's on him. But he goes all the way past everybody down the left-hand side, but is met at the basket by OG, who blocks him. A beautiful block by OG Anunoby there. Knicks playing team defense there to get to Dillon. And he's going to block that out of bounds. It'll be Spurs ball with 12 on the shot clock. He shoots an ill-advised 3. Hand in his face, Champagny shoots a 3 with 12 seconds on the shot clock and misses. Gee, what a surprise. Here come the Knicks. Mikal Bridges gets it over to Hart. Hart over to Brunson. Brunson's covered by Vic way out. And he shoots the 3 to give the Knicks the lead. First lead of the game. After that whole sequence of stuff. Now here's a give and go to Vic, who doesn't go. He gives it to Champagny, then steps back and shoots a 3, but he's going to hit that one. Thank you, Vic. But that was surprising. He didn't want to go down in the lane. He stopped himself, passed to Champagny, got it back, and then stepped back and shot the 3. 3:48 to play. Here's Hart. Hart will get it to Brunson. Brunson now directing traffic, telling Clarkson, get out of the way, get out of the way. He's got Vassell on him. He's at the logo. Now he gets a pick from OG, dribbles right, but he's covered on the switch by Champagny. Good switch. Champagny's right with him. He goes down the middle of the lane, shoots a crazy shot with his left hand. Dylan Harper, oh, what an incredible rebound. He gets up high over Josh Hart, taps it. It goes out of bounds off of Hart, and that'll be the Spurs ball. Wow, what a shot from near the sideline and well outside the 3-point line by Jalen Brunson over Victor Wembanyama. Some white guy who used to play quarterback is clapping his hands. Okay, here comes Fox. 3:28, 52-50. Fox at the logo. He's looking for an alleyway. Can't find one. Passes for the alley-oop to Vic and the slam. Finally, the pass is right on target, and Vic knocks it down. They're coming back the other way. Aggressive D. Castle fell down, but now he's back. Castle covering Brunson, and this is OG against Fox. Fox is on OG. OG drives on him, stops. How is that not a travel? But it's batted by Vic and then touched by Fox, and the Spurs have a team steal. Dillon to Vic. Vic behind the back to Dillon. Dillon will shoot that 3. He's long. Vic gets the rebound and gets it back, but there's going to be a call on the floor, and I'm not sure who that's against. My guess is it's the Spurs, because it has to be time for the Spurs to be called for fouls, right? Jalen Brunson lying on the ground, grimacing, holding his back. Man, the Knicks do this more. Even though I like the Spurs, all I'm telling you is I've now sat here watching without any audio or anything these games, and the Knicks just do so much grimacing and falling. And when they're on the ground, it's this set of egregious faces and body moves. And Castle touched him, and he fell down, slammed hard on the ground. So they're saying Castle pushed Brunson. Yeah. You know what? If that's the call that Castle got, which he did, I believe, at the other end, then that's the call that they gave. So Castle came in, had his arm bar out. This is without the ball, you understand, and going down the baseline, and he knocked Brunson down. I mean, it didn't look like he hit him that hard, but Brunson really went down hard. So now they're reviewing it as there may be a flagrant attached to this. I couldn't see the original call, so forgive me for being so cynical in advance that the refs weren't doing their jobs. In this case, I'd say it's the same as the call that they made for the Spurs in the first quarter, where Brunson did that. Again, the referee's telling us, but I'm not allowed to put the audio up because last time I put the audio up for just 10 seconds to listen to him, and they copyright struck my stream and said I can't do this, which is annoying. So we have to wait until I see what happened to know what happened. So much Secret Service there all around the court. So Brunson had position. It's a good call, that's for sure. The only question is whether or not it's a flagrant call. The thing is, he has position looking outward. He's not looking toward the ball. The ball has already been shot. So now it's a rebound situation. And in a rebound situation, the circumstance is different, you know. But he was planted. And on the way to try to get the rebound, Castle did not respect that. And he hit him and knocked him over. So Brunson will go to the line. After all that. And he makes the first. Oops. 16 minutes, he has 11 points. Only 4 for 10 from the field, though. The Spurs are hounding him in the same way they did Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Brunson buries the second. 2-point game again. 2:59 to play. Here comes Castle. Castle at the logo. He is met by OG. He dribbles, goes between the legs, looking for somebody. Tried to get it into Vic. It's stolen, and then the Knicks go the other way, and in a 4-on-1 situation, Hart gets a layup to tie the game. Vic is complaining at the other end. I don't know if he's mad at himself or at the refs, but they tried to bounce pass it in against him and Towns poked the ball away. Here comes Castle, same situation. Vic wants the ball. He gets it. Now Towns is on him. 13 on the shot clock. He dribbles, flips it over to Fox. Fox dribbles, goes into the lane. He takes the shot from 20 and hits it. No, that should be 54. Sorry. Here come the Knicks. It's Hart. Gets it to Brunson. Brunson driving on Castle. Gets into the lane. Spins. Turns back to Hart. Hart round to Anunoby. He's covered by Vic. Drives on Vic and dunks. Goes past Victor Wembanyama. Gets to the hole and dunks it. Crowd goes wild. Here come the Spurs. 150 on the game clock. Score is tied. Vic sets a pick for Castle way up high. He tries to bounce around. Now Brunson's on him. He makes the pass down low to Vic. Vic will turn around, spin, miss the shot, but is fouled in the body. Towns goes like this. Every single call they claim is a no call. To the crowd, I mean. I think several of the players are already talking to the refs, but for the most part, the reffing has been decent. My problem is the flops and then the non-flop no call, because it just kind of happened at a very interesting time of the game. All right, Wembanyama at the line will make the first free throw. Anyway, it's time-stamped because I'm doing this. We can refer to it many years from now, the 5:10 mark of the second quarter. Anunoby has 17 points on 5 of 6 shooting. That dunk against Vic was impressive. Victor shoots the second free throw. He's going to front rim that and miss. Towns gets the rebound. Gets it to Hart. Hart will bring it up over the time. Passes it over the timeline up ahead to Bridges. Bridges is covered tight by Fox, who pokes at it. Gets it back to Towns. Towns now covered by Castle. Swings the ball down low. Drives to the hole, but Vic is there. He's double teamed now for briefly. Swings it all the way around to Hart. Hart to Brunson. Brunson gets Castle in the air. Now is in the lane. Flips it back out to Hart, who will shoot the wide open three and hit it. Great ball movement by the New York Knickerbockers right there. Brunson got in trouble, looked for the open man, found him, and Hart delivered. Castle coming the other way, 1 minute to play in this game, 12 on the shot clock. He dribbles, tries to go past OG, spins in the lane, takes a wild shot. A wild shot against three defenders and misses. Rebounded. Here come the Knicks. Brunson with 49 seconds left. He flips it over to Anunoby, who drives again on Vic. This time they rotate it all the way around. Great passing again. Brunson has the wide open three, and he hits it. The Knicks are finding the open shooter, and they are hitting the open shot. The Spurs are taking ill-advised shots, but here they come. 35 seconds to play in the half. Fox drives down, stops, turns, shoots himself, misses. That was basically an isolation by Fox. Never looked for another single player on the team. 19 on the shot, 25 on the game. Here come the Knicks after Fox's miss. Brunson covered by Castle. Castle way up high. He dribbles back. 10 seconds on the shot. He blows by Castle, gets into the lane, stops. Now Vic is on him. He bounces it to Towns, who is under the basket. Vic goes up in the air, and he fouls Karl Anthony Towns on the pump fake. 9.6 seconds left in the second quarter. Knicks by 5, and Karl Anthony Towns. He's in the restricted area. He pumps. Both Fox and Vic go up. They both come down on him, and then he goes up. Now, the question is that on the ground or on the shot? I guess it doesn't matter. They're probably in the bonus by now. Towns is 3 for 4, 7 points, 4 boards, and an assist. He goes to the line now with 9.6 seconds left in this one to try to increase the Knicks lead. And does. You guys like the Dig Dug music? Noises. Towns at the line to shoot the second free throw. And he'll make that. 7-point game. Spurs inbound. Here comes Fox. 8, 7, 6. He's at the logo. 5, 4. Gets it to Vic. 3. Vic dribble drives. Goes down the lane. 2. 1 second. He shoots. And he's short. And the time runs out. And that will be the end of the second quarter. Come back here for the third quarter if you'd like to join me.